friends. It's great you are here tonight. Tonight is a tale of two worlds. My name's Andrew, and this represents one of the worlds, one of the stories we've been hearing about tonight, the family on the search for the perfect gift. And of course, we have the other story that we're telling here in this manger so many years ago. Now, I want to bring these two worlds together, these two stories together, because at Christmas, we see the collision of our quest for the perfect gift, for the perfect joyful moment in our lives. And that collides with this little manger. And I want to tell you about that. Now, before we get to that though, I just want to give our kids another round of applause. They were amazing. Thank you so much. So great to have you with us. Riverton Primary Choir, you guys are amazing. You're dressed even better than I am. So thank you so much for dressing up for the occasion. You are fantastic, helping us tell the stories that we are talking about tonight, that we are remembering. Now, when I was a kid, I remember this great store I used to love visiting. It was called World for Kids. It was amazing. As a kid, it was like the Bunnings of toy stores. It was a giant big warehouse. And you could buy pretty much any toy you want. Video games, board games, you name it, it was there. I used to love going there. I used to save up my pocket money, and it was a great feeling being able to go in there and buy the thing that I wanted to buy. Now, the problem with that is that nowadays, that was in the 90s, nowadays, the store's long gone. Doesn't exist, kids. Sorry. Doesn't exist anymore. World for Kids is gone. In fact, everything that I bought as a kid, that's all gone too. I don't know, maybe the dog ate it, maybe it got buried in the garden. I'm not quite sure where those things that I bought went to. But that's the thing about life, though. When we are on the quest for the gift, the perfect gift, they just don't ever last, do they? You know, you buy a tube of toothpaste, and it's great that first couple of times you squeeze it. And then you spend the next 3 months trying to get that last little bit out of the tube. The things just don't last. What about the person that waits in line to buy the next iPhone and then opens it up at the store, drops it on the floor? No shiny, no more. That thing's gone. The things in the world don't last. But we saw Matt on the screen, and we just saw him a little bit before walking through the shops, symbolizing our quest for the gift that keeps on giving. The gift that keeps on giving. Because see, the thing is, in our world, the things that we chase after, they don't last. They break, they get sold on marketplace. And so I want to bring the world that we live in into the world of the manger. And for that, I need to take off my shiny hat here, and I'll leave it on the floor there before I get too hot with that thing on my head. This world is a very different world, unlike the world we exist in at the moment. Now, before I get to the significance of this, though, we can chase after meaning in many different ways, can't we, in our world? We can chase after it with new things. Shopping. As long as you've got enough money, you can buy anything you want. The problem with that is we need to keep buying things to get that new feeling, to feel that joy, unboxing that next thing. Or we can chase after joy in fitness, and in just a couple of weeks' time, after we've eaten too much food at Christmas, we're going to see ads for the gym everywhere, aren't we? You know, they're trying to sell us on happiness and joy can be found in fitness and being fit and being healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. But if that's what we're searching for joy in, we will be short-lived. As soon as we get an injury, as soon as we stop exercising, as soon as we get old and get a few aches and pains, like I'm experiencing, you know, those sort of things help us to understand that real joy isn't found in health. It's not found in fitness. And of course, we can go searching for that new joyful feeling in relationships. And that's great when you first start dating. In fact, when I was dating my wife, we actually spent several hours on the phone together. 8 hours was our record. 8-hour phone call. That was before social media. That's a long time to spend on a phone. It was a great feeling. But of course, like any relationship, if we rely on someone else to make us happy, that's more like having a slave than it is a relationship with someone. You know, when you're in a relationship, when the other person will let you down, and you will let them down too. That's part of being human. And so we know that we can't find lasting joy in relationships either. Friends argue at school, Adults do even more things. But we know that joy doesn't last in relationships. We're on the quest for the gift that keeps on giving. Because the things of this world just let us down. And that, my friends, is where our world collides with this manger. So this manger is a sign. And the three wise men, the wise men who brought three gifts to Jesus, they saw the sign. In fact, they saw a star. And in their world and their culture, a star, a special star, meant a king. And so these wise men followed this star to a foreign country. And there they found this child they came before. And they came before this child and presented him with these gifts. See, they recognized that it wasn't just about the baby and the magical moment of that night. It was about what was to come. See, they brought three gifts that are really important for us to think through. The three gifts were these: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Now, gold was something that was fit for a king. It wasn't something everyone had. They didn't have gold jewelry everywhere back then. Gold was something kings had. It was a sign of wealth. It was the most expensive thing. Gold. See, the thing is about Jesus, he is the gift that keeps on giving. The gift that Jesus gives is free because he has paid the highest price. And gold represents the highest price. I think the wise men understood something that perhaps you and I didn't at that moment that baby was born. They gave gold, representing the fact that he was going to give the highest price. He was going to give his life. He grew up, he lived, and he died. He gave his life to be a gift for you and for me. And because of Jesus paying the highest price, his gift is free for everyone. The gift of Jesus is free for everyone because he has already paid the highest price. Now, the second gift that the wise men gave was frankincense. Now, again, I'm not very familiar with frankincense in our culture, but frankincense back then was used often in temples to worship God. And that's a strange thing to give to a baby as well, isn't it? You think, well, why would the wise men give frankincense to a baby? Well, again, they saw the sign and they saw what it pointed to. See, back then, people could know God. They could know their Creator only through the temple, only through that one place where God was worshipped. But the gift of Jesus is for everyone. And through Jesus' life and his death, he opened the way for everyone, everywhere, to know their Creator. In fact, he opened the way for you to know your Creator, God. Frankincense, a symbol of worship. Jesus, the gift, is available for everyone because of his life and his death that he lived. The third gift that was given was myrrh. Now again, it's not something we use in our culture, but in Jesus' culture, myrrh was used for burials of people who have died. Again, another strange gift to give a baby. But these wise men, that is why they're called wise. I don't know if they were called wise back then, but we remember them in history as being wise because they understood something that we don't. See, myrrh, used for burying people, was pointing towards the fact that Jesus would die. But not just that he would die, that he would do something that is so incredible that it's never been done before or since. Because after Jesus was dead for 3 days, he rose again. And hundreds of people are witness to that. And we can read about that in the Bible. Hundreds of people witnessed Jesus alive after he was buried in the tomb for 3 days. See, myrrh was significant because it represented the fact that Jesus was going to live forever, that he was going to die, and that he was going to rise again. Jesus is the gift that is forever. So those three gifts represent something really special about Jesus, the gift that keeps on giving. Jesus, the gift that keeps on giving, is free. It doesn't cost you anything. Jesus, the gift that keeps on giving, is for everyone, all time and in every place. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be in a certain spot or have done a certain thing. Jesus, the gift, is for everyone. And it's forever. And in fact, Jesus promises that as we take a step to know him, he promises to give us that peace and the joy that we're searching for in the things of this world. And we know the things of this world do not satisfy us completely. They wear out, we drop them, they break, we sell them on marketplace, We get rid of things. But Jesus is the gift that keeps on giving. So friends, if you are still in the hunt for the perfect gift this Christmas, you've got a couple of weeks. I'd encourage you to avoid going to Carousel. I was there last week. If you work there, by all means, go visit your friends there. But there's a lot of traffic around there. If you don't like traffic, find somewhere else to go. But you've got a couple of weeks to find that perfect gift for someone. I encourage you to do that. Put some thought into it. Because, the joy that you're giving that person, it's the same joy that God wants to give us forever through Him, through Jesus, the gift that keeps on giving.